Hello, welcome to quick demonstration on how to write off small balances with AR. So there can be instances wherein you have AR sales invoices with amount due, like what you can see here is only 2 cents, and you may have a lot of AR invoices with the same um, really small balances of amount due. So what you can do is you have to create some AR adjustment credit memos for all those small balances and apply them accordingly to the appropriate AR invoices. All right. And if you have a lot of transactions like that, what you can do is that you can prepare import files of credit memos and import file as well of the AR payment. And in order for you to be assisted in filling out those templates, you can come up first with the a custom report on invoices. So that custom report is essentially filtering AR invoices, let's say with the outstanding transaction amounts, let's say more than zero, and less than $5 or $4, right? So as what you can see here, only the transaction amount due ranging from 1 cent to $3.68 are being shown. And with that custom report, since you will be using this a custom report to fill out the AR adjustment credit memo template or import file, you would be needing the customer ID, the AR sales invoice number as a reference, and also if you're transacting with multiple currencies, you may want to indicate the transaction currencies here as well, and of course, transaction amount due. All right, so with this information, you can fill out the AR adjustment import, especially if you have like a lot really that you would like to write off. So with this template, with those information, you can fill out. You have the um, yeah, yep, you have the invoice number in here. So let's just take example of this one, SI1006. We have the customer ID, which is this one. So already there, create a date. Let's just accept today's date. And the description, um, in this case, I'll be using write off because we will be using this later on. I'll just show you as well what's that for. And since if you're using base currency, put the base currency there, transaction currency, which is available on the report, right? Exchange rate for multiple base currency, line number, so one credit memo per invoice. So we have put a one there, and account number. This will be your bad debt expense, essentially. And you have the location, department ID, or other dimensions that you would like to um, show. With the amount in here, you will notice that it's negative, negative 02, because we would like to create a credit memo, right, against this invoice. And yeah, posting date, maybe similar to the transaction date there. And for these purposes, I will just be using uh, G1, goods and services tax just free. All right, so you can get rid of the other fields in here which are not necessary on upload of the credit memo write-off. All right, so I'll save this one and I'll upload it. So based on the custom report of invoices, fill out the import template for AR adjustment credit memo. And let's look at this one here. If I go to AR adjustment, right, for accounts receivable, all adjustment, right, and click on import. And let me just choose that file. So we have AR adjustment final, this one here. Okay, general ledger and import. So this will be done offline. So I'll be notified once the import is successful. Wait a bit while the transaction is being processed. While we are waiting for that AR adjustment credit memo to be imported, let's have a look at the other report here. So this is, you can come up with another report on credit memo this time. So the purpose of this report is essentially to serve as a basis in importing the AR payment. So the purpose of AR payment is to apply the credit memo against the AR invoice. So their state will be changed to paid, right? So this report, we have a look at that report. We have credit memo here. So it's an AR adjustment, and you can have all these columns. So date, GL posting date, adjustment number. We will be using this customer ID in there. We have description. So the purpose of description in here is that for us to see essentially what's the, remember with the import file, we would be using that as a filter in order to get only those credit memos which are intended to write off the remaining amounts on AR invoices. So the description there is actually we put the write off, right? So if we have a look at this one here, put write off there. I'll just show you as well. So we have the AR sales invoice just to get the AR invoice number that will be applying the adjustment, the AR credit memo, and the transaction amount, transaction currency, right? And yeah, so whatever order that you want to. And if you look at the filter here, if you will be using, let's say, a description with write-off, then we just only want to get those credit memos that we would like to use in writing off AR invoices. So description contains write-off there. All right, again, just based on the import file that will be using with write-off there as a description. Okay. And if you run that report, think that the adjustment has already been created anyways. So from 71 here, if we refresh this, and we are seeing this one here. So it's a negative 0.02, right? So this is that one. The state still posted. We have 0.02 there, and amount still available. And you will see here the description. That's why when we run that report, so this one is write-off of credit memo. And if we go to, I saved it under accounts receivable, write-off here. Let me just choose the location and click on view. You have this information displayed to you then, right? So you have this the customer number, write-off amount. Okay, so I just have a previous one created earlier, this one, but we're actually looking at the AR sales invoice number, which is this one, and that's that, right? Okay, so from this report, we can fill out the import, right, template for the payment. So if you look at the payment here, you have the bank account ID there, customer is available here. And yep, receipt date. So it can be whatever date that you would like to. So we wouldn't be filling out the other fields here. Exchange rate if you're using um, if you have multiple base currencies. Transaction number. So we want this one. So transaction number will be the AR invoice number that you would like the credit that we just created earlier, right? Which is this one, 88. So the AR sales invoice number is SI 1006. All right. Just copy that here. And what else do we need? So we need, of course, the AR adjustment number. You want the adjustment number, right? And we put that there. And AR adjustment here, which is, this is the amount, right? So 0.02 will be fine. All right, I'll just save this one. So again, this template is based on the write-off credit memo report, right? Because this is based on the adjustment with the description called write-off. And you can even add more filter in this one here. Let's say if let's look for the state is not posted, right? So you can just put it like that. So this one here, since it's already being paid, you can just get rid of this. Essentially, you can just get rid of this, the second one. But we just want to process SI1 there as 006. All right, so this is the payment. So you have the invoice number that you would like to apply to, which is this one. And we have the credit memo, right, that you would like to apply against that invoice, which is being shown here, and the adjustment amount, which is based on the report, right? So all of this information are based on the report except for those dates, right? So it's up to you what you would like to use there. So I'll just save this one. And let's process the payment. So I have the payment here. Click on import. And let me process that payment there. Okay. And process offline. A process offline unchecked for us to see whether we're successful or not. Let's have a look. Click on import. Perfect. Okay. So successfully imported one accounts receivable payment. The good thing with the recent release is that even if it's a zero amount, we would be able to um, get we'll be able to see that payment already, right? So if the credit amount is exactly the same as the invoice amount applied or outstanding, then that would still be created, right? So I am looking at this one payment in here. So if we have a look at AR invoice, SI006, and the credit memo should be ending with 88. So if we look at this one here, credit 88, right? So yep, that payment has already been applied. So the purpose of that one is that if we refresh this AR adjustment, notice the state there. That's already being paid. So it will not be appearing in your AR aging. More importantly, with AR sales invoices in here, um, this should be changed from partially paid to paid, paid in full. So there's no amount due anymore. Similar to this one here for AR adjustment, amount still available is zero. So if you go back to the original report on write-off, and if you click on, I think you just click on view, notice that SI1006 is already not appearing here. All right. So what you can do as well with the write-off in here. So let's have a look at the report, custom report, and let's see if we can filter it down further. So if I go to the filter section, okay, and hopefully, yep, okay. States, we only want just to include, right? State equals to, yep, equals to, we only want posted, right? Posted in here. The reason being is that we would like to exclude anything that is already being paid, correct? Because if it's 1:1, then we should either apply 100% or 100% is not applied. So if it's posted, which means that the AR invoice is not applied yet. So if I run that report again, I would envisage that that report, which is the write-off credit memo, should show nothing anymore. So location 400. Yep. So no data found for selected filters. It's all because we have already applied the AR adjustment credit memo against the invoice, right? So hopefully this demonstration helps in order to write off small balances on AR invoices, especially if you have a lot of those small balances that you would like to write off in one go, although multiple steps, but the import functionalities on AR adjustment and AR payment can be used. Thank you.